Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live stream. It's so good to be back. I mean, we were standing here roughly a week ago, and let me know, if the audio quality is probably no echo and so on, but I want to remind everyone that we were standing here roughly a week ago, and we had a big launch in front of us. And here we are, a week later. And, I don't think it looks so bad, guys. So yeah, guys, welcome to the live stream. It's good to see you all. PK, Warren, Cube, welcome to the live stream. So tonight we're gonna talk about everything there is to talk about in the markets, Breakfree Trading, Sonar setups, what you should do with your companion tokens, and how to buy more. Most importantly, I'm also featuring my co-host, the Pina Colada, and I mean, it was so successful last time. I thought there was no reason not to do it this time as well. So cheers, guys. Delicious. The greatest cocktail that exists, in my opinion. So yeah, guys. I can see we got a little bit of movement on Bitcoin today. Well, not just a little bit, quite a bit. If you're looking at this, right, comparing those two charts, we have incredible, legendary cryptocurrency on the right, Bitcoin, and you could almost, confuse it with Companion itself, because these two coins almost identical. If you look, if you're not looking at the supply, the utility, and the general ways used, they're very similar cryptocurrencies. Ours is faster. And that's of course very important to remember. But you can't beat Bitcoin. And when you look at the crypto market, guys, you never have, you never have like a real crypto pump where all the crypto coins are moving up without Bitcoin being involved. Bitcoin has to be involved. Okay, let me check the sound, guys. Maybe a little bit too loud. How is this? Let's talk about the if you can hear me properly. Let's talk about cryptocurrencies, because guys, it's some strange things are happening in the world, right? And I think we should have a look at the dollar index, because I heard some rumors that it was not looking so hot anymore. There's distortion of the microphone. That's very unfortunate. It is the new setup. Let me know if the microphone gets better. If it's terrible, then we will have to do something else about it. Okay, guys. So if you look at DXY, the dollar index, well, you can see that it has been consolidating into this area for quite some time now. And it's quite significant, right? It's quite significant in any market when it's interacting with a resistance, and you have a top like this, followed by a second top like this, and then followed by a third top like this. I mean, it's very negative price action behavior. I'm not sure we can fix the microphone for this time. I think we will have to fix it for the next time, unfortunately, guys. So we will have to deal with it. What I can do is I can try to improve this slightly. No, it's not so good. Anyway, guys, it's not about the quality, it's about the content of the, it's not about the quality of the microphone, it's about the content, right? So guys, when I'm looking at the dollar index here, I'm seeing something. I mean, I don't know if the Federal Reserve has started printing money again, but if they were to start printing money again and someone on the inside knew about it, or the markets could see it, or liquidity was being moved around, something like this it would look like. Now we have dropped below this resistance level, and depending on exactly how much there is to the sell, we could see quite a significant bounce across all of these markets. I mean, it's very possible for Bitcoin here, right, to just come down like this and consolidate a little bit here and then shoot up back again. It's very reasonable for that to happen. I would not be surprised for that to happen. It's also entirely possible for the dollar index to just completely melt down again. All right, let's get to Companion. Can we use Breakfree Trading on Companion? Yeah, so what we can do, guys, is once we open our own perpetual markets, and we're going to feature SPX, we're going to feature gold, we're basically building our own markets, right? Every time that you go to somewhere and you buy and sell something, then you're interacting with someone who built that financial product. And they're the one who makes money from it. Every time you trade or exchange or do anything, they make money every single time, right? It's a very good business model. And what we want to do, of course, is that we want to hook into that. So we will deploy our own markets. We will deploy our own market-making operations with these markets, and it will allow us to build our own markets that people can trade on and will generate fees on. That's very big, But of course, you need people to trade it as well. So once we do this, there's no problem for us to directly integrate Navigator to allow people to trade it. But the way I see it is much more like an integrated experience. It's not so much like will Navigator 1 work with the Companion market. It's more the Navigator 2 being deployed on Companion. How does that interact with our markets, right? And that's where you need it to just be like native, you need it to be fast, you need it to be extremely convenient for people to do the right things, right? And take the right risk and take the opportunities at the right time. That's what needs to happen overall. So yeah, guys, if you're just coming into the live stream now, welcome, and feel free to put anything in the chat related to Breakfree Trading, Companion. Happy to answer it all. But what we're looking at right now is the dollar index, Bitcoin. Let's have a look at SPX as well. It's probably having a field day. Let's have a look. Okay. Huh. Yeah, so it looks very similar, huh? All right. So what I can see here, right, is like look at these tops over here, and then look at this bottom here, right? Like it's directly correlated, of course. And if you're looking at the trend, that's funny, right? We look at the trend like almost one-to-one correlation as well. So the question is here, which one is wrong, right? Which market is okay? Sorry, when we have futures and leverage. Yep, that's right, John. So which one is wrong, right? Like, should you buy it or should you short? Should you short dollar index? No, probably not, right? What you could consider as a very early operation of shorting something that's in a relatively strong uptrend, which usually is a bad idea, is that you don't want to short it down here. Only in the case that it came back up to this level of 112.50 or whatever it is, that would be a good short, right? We don't want to short it down here. That would just be a big mistake. So I think there's a good chance that either we could see the market moving down to this area here, or it's gonna fuck around here and then it will come back up here. And either of that is gonna trigger on SPX some sort of pullback to some kind of level. I don't think this thing just goes straight down. I mean, if the dollar index starts to go straight down, and we talk elevator style, right? Like if this thing really goes like down to here, excuse the arrows. If it really goes, sorry about the mic quality, guys. I'm not sure we can fix it. I hope you can understand at least a few words. Look, if the dollar index were to do something like this, it means something is now unbroken in the market, or broken in the market, let's put it that way. Because essentially, it means that in some way or another, they have found a way to create pressure on the dollar. And the only way that you create pressure on the dollar liquidity in the world is by either increasing the money supply or with rates. And I haven't heard of any rates being changed. And if anything, I heard that the rates was going to increase. So most likely is that they have begun printing money, but indirectly, right? In a way that you can't really see it. You don't really notice it, but the markets know it. They, in some way or another, this liquidity always finds its way, and it's reflected in the market. That's why often it's like we don't really trade news. We don't really do that. That's not how we work, because often by the times that the news are out, you can look at the chart and you can say, I could have told you that, right? It's like there's an old saying that's like, show me the chart and I'll tell you the news. And the same with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is up today. Well, you didn't have to read the news, but if you read the news, you would say, look, you would see something about UK, you know, the UK preparing to make cryptocurrency like a financial product or financially whatever, you know, approvals in some way or another, right? And you could look at Bitcoin and you can say, yeah, I could probably have told you that, right? So it's the wrong way. It's the wrong way to approach markets in general. So we will see, but we will be able to, instead of like looking at the news, instead of like listening to what they say, don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. That's like the number one rule. Referrals. When is referrals expected? We do have some mic issues still, huh? Such a shame. when is the referral program expected? So I just talked with my chief engineer today. And my chief engineer told me that we could probably have this ready in October. Maybe. So maybe we'll be able to have it ready by next week. And it's not such a huge thing for us to do. It's more that it needs to be launched properly, right? It has to be done properly and it has to work and all this. So even though it might be ready by that time, maybe there's a few extra checks that needs to be run, but we're talking very soon. Because for us, it's really important to allow you guys to start inviting your friends. Such a shame with the microphone tonight, huh? Let's see, what can I do? Hang tight, guys. Give me a minute. Unfortunately, guys, I am not able to find the extension I need. So we're gonna have to do with this tonight. Hang on. So how are we doing? Okay. Right, so I think we're gonna see a small bounce on the dollar index. Will push Bitcoin back, push HBX back a little bit, and then we'll see. I am trying to see what I can do about this. Okay. Okay, guys. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay. You're stuck with me, and I'm stuck with you guys. Okay, guys, but for real, even if we do see some sort of continuation here on dollar index, it goes down, it goes up, whatever, I do think we can expect it to do a retest in this area soon. It doesn't matter really where it stops, if it's down here or here, here. What matters is that it gives us perspective. Right, it gives us an ability to probably prepare a trade scenario, how we're gonna make money on what's gonna happen in the future. We're not trying to say when it happens. We're trying to say that if this happens, we have a very high probability of making money, right? So if we're looking at this, and what we want to look at here with the dollar index to find out if this is really like a broken trend or not, is really to see when it comes back to retest up here sometime in the future, what happens? Does it start to move higher? Does it actually make a new high? Does it start to push into extension 1? If that's the case, it's probably going higher. If it comes back just to 112.5, then, and it just kind of hangs around there, then I think it's probably over, and we're gonna see markets across the globe have a good time, because you know, the era of money printing that we're going through for the past 40 years, guys, they say it's over, but evidently, I'm not sure that's the case. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, and if you're just tuning into the live stream now, and if you can hear my voice, make sure to put your questions in the chat. I'm trying to think how I can fix this microphone. Need my extension for that. I wonder where it is. Yeah, so some questions on the on the staking. So the way the staking works, just so everyone is clear, every single month in the tokenomics of Companion, tokens are released to basically reward stakers. The people that take their tokens and say, I fully believe in this project, I'm ready to lock in and earn for my earn on my tokens. Basically, what they do is they remove liquidity from the system, and as they remove liquidity from the system, well, it basically enables us to have greater price discovery, and it's a full commitment that you 100% believe in the product and the project, right? So as we get more users, and we will get more users, as we get more users, that set amount of tokens that gets released every month for stakers is of course spread among everyone. So right now we don't have we're getting, I think we just crossed about 1,000 users. But once we start getting into 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, it will come down, right? And that's only good, because if it comes down and we have 25,000 users actively staking, yeah, you might earn less per month from staking, but the impact on the price that increasing the user, basically the amount of users by 25 times is most likely going to increase the price of 25 times or much more. So it's like, for the early investors that are, that's in now, you have a really good opportunity to make money on staking as we start to acquire more and more users. So yeah, that's how it works. We could try using the laptop's internal microphone. It is it is an option. Let's see. Hang on. Hang on. All right, guys. Let me try this instead. I will tune out this microphone a little bit. So let me know. Is this better? How is it? How does it compare to before? Meanwhile, I'll sip my pina colada. Okay, how is the internal microphone? Obviously you couldn't hear me because I was drinking, but let me know what you think. Is this an improvement to before? I know what's wrong. The problem is that these MacBook Pros that I'm streaming from this time, they don't have USB-A, right? They only have USB-C. So you're gonna plug in an adapter, and at this adapter that I plugged in this time, I think it's just not great, and I can't find the other one right now. So, but for the next live stream, next week we will have it improved. Okay, well, good to hear, guys. We're back on track with the audio. Should be smooth right from here. So basically, look at Bitcoin. It's like falling over right now. It looks like that, at least. Actually, I completely forgot. I traded Bitcoin a little bit yesterday. Did very well as well. Just a quick scalp. Sometimes it really pays to just watch the market, and you can see when new volume comes into the market or new buyers come into the market, and this is the ability you get over time as you watch price action, you watch markets and so on. You start to have a much better understanding of how the whole thing works. Like it becomes so much easier. Oops, here we go. So yeah, for staking, guys, just keep in mind that these numbers are, they're variable, they will change over time. As we get more users, the yield will decrease like it should, because if we don't decrease the yield, if we just keep printing tokens or whatever, then, the price will reflect that very fast. And that's not going to be good for anyone. The good thing about our situation right now is that everyone is aligned and on the same page, working towards the same goal. So, companion token. So, there's a lot of people asking, what they're going to be able to use the companion token for, right? So one thing we haven't talked so much about is that as we introduce new products on the companion platform, meaning as we roll out our peer-to-peer platform, we roll out our own markets, and so on, it's going to become much more beneficial to be a large companion holder. And the reason for that is that you need to understand that the way that we are designing the companion app is to integrate the companion as like a native token that actually has a value and can replace value over time. Of course, this takes time first, because first you must go through a token price discovery. It's very volatile, right? It goes up and down a lot. But once it finds like a fair price and it's completed and it becomes somewhat stable, you can actually, if you integrate the token in the economy of the app itself. And what do I mean by that? I mean, when you're looking to pay for something, right? When you're looking to pay fees for using the exchange, or when you're looking to it could be that you're looking to do a transaction and trade with someone else. So by actually integrating Companion as a fee token, right, it means that when you use the app, instead of paying with US dollars the fees that you would pay, you can pay them instead in the Companion token. And over time, as you build up a Companion balance, you will see that the more Companion tokens that you hold, the better fees you get, and the better overall, what can you say, usability of the app itself. As we roll out lending protocols, where people will be able to lend money from, which is, of course, a while down, people will have different rates that they can loan at, depending on what kind of tier they are. So it means that these tokens are not just, tokens that you can use to stake. They are becoming a native token of Companion ecosystem itself. And it's very important because if you don't find proper utility for the token, it's not going to do very well. And it's just going to be like a reward token, right? Like people stake, they get rewarded, and that's it. But that's not gonna build a successful community. It's not gonna build successful price discovery. It's not gonna do anything that we really want. What we want is that we want to find a way where it's so convenient to pay in the app using Companion tokens that it's just the default way. So people don't even ask. It's almost like a gas on a Solana network. Of course, I know this is new for a lot of people, but like in Ethereum or Bitcoin, every time you send, it's in the native token. There's a fee in the native token, and that approach has worked really well, and that's just so important we get this right. So it takes time, but these ideas are already seeded, right? It's just we need to execute on them. So yeah, that's about the token. I got someone calling me right now from Telegram. I think these spammers unbelievable. So yeah, that's the token, guys. And the cool part is that we can all come together and think about what is going to be a good idea, what is going to be, how can we utilize the token the best way, and then as we can agree and we can find what is the best and most optimal conditions we can use the token for, we can implement it that way, as long as we all kind of find an agreed point on that. And that is the part about decentralization, progressive decentralization. And what this means is that, so what I saw last year was that a lot of people were building DeFi applications, meaning on-chain, blockchain programs, basic applications, right? But the problem was that they were so difficult to use, and they were so non-friendly for new people. It was only like crypto people who could really understand how to use them, and that's just that's just not going to work in the future, right? Because the only time where something like this works is when you have a tide that's just coming up and up and up. It's lifting everything. It doesn't matter if it's a good coin or it's a bad coin, right? Everything gets lifted at the same time. And when you have this happening, you don't have to worry about anything else, because you're just riding that tide, and you will make very good money doing that, providing essentially no service, delivering no products, doing nothing good, right? But once that tide turns, as it did about, almost a year ago at this point, right? What you see happening is that all of this gets filtered out. All of the crypto projects that cannot generate revenue, all of the scams and so on, all of this is it just leaves, because there's no more money to get, and they are the first to leave, right? They're not the first to come, but they arrive sometime in the middle of the bull run, and then they will leave at some of the first. But yeah, guys, I could talk a lot about this. I would love to talk about some other things as well, like which features would you guys love to see in the Companion app, and what are you most excited about? For example, for me, it's the peer-to-peer marketplace. It's such a good idea, I think. It's such a good idea because it allows people to download the application, move money in their local currency from their bank or whatever that they're used to in their country. It doesn't matter if we're talking about UK, or we're talking about USA, or we're talking about Nigeria. Whatever is like the normal payment method in that country will be people's basically access point to get into crypto. And that's the biggest problem. Most don't know how to get new users and then also help them move their money. What they have to do usually is that they take it, someone is interested in the project or whatever, and now they have to go to Binance. They gotta sign up an account. They gotta do KYC. They gotta wire money, and then they have to explain where the money came from, and then they have to transfer it to this wallet, and then they all of these very difficult tasks, right? And what we need to do is we need to make that in Companion a much more smooth process. You sign up, you choose how much money you want to put in, boom, it's in your wallet. That's what we need to do. And if we can do that, then we have solved what all of these other projects couldn't do. Excellent. Absolute excellent. So the question is, do we want to buy Bitcoin at $20,000 or not? That is the question. Yeah, I don't know. Hello, Olu. When are we expected to get the app on Play Store? So we're not really sure why Google haven't delivered our app on Play Store yet, because we pushed to Play Store for review, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and it hasn't gone through yet. So I'm not sure why that's taking so long. The good news is that the Android people can still use Android from our website. They can download the APK, but I do agree that it would be nice to get it on Android Store. And I think yesterday we sent them an email asking why we haven't seen it approved yet, because Apple had no problems. And speaking of Apple, Apple is very strict with which apps that they let in the App Store. And they used to be like, you cannot even mention NFTs, and you cannot have NFTs in your app. And now they just provided new guidelines saying that now Apple will let you sell NFTs in the app as long as they get the 30% cut they want. They will also let you sell tokens in the app. And actually, if you want to sell tokens in the app or NFTs in the app, it has to be through the Apple Pay Store. It cannot be some credit card field or something like this where people can buy. It cannot be any of this. It has to be through the Apple payment processor. And that's because they want their 30% fee. So that's very greedy. That's very greedy, but that's Apple. It's not new. They always been like this. I remember there was some big lawsuits with Epic Games, and they had to, with Fortnite, they had to leave the App Store. I see Martin in the comments hyping up the peer-to-peer marketplace. Yeah, I think it's a big deal. I think we have a really good plan to launch it, and I think it's like real utility for the application. People need, like, even if you don't want to buy companion token, or let's say even just for convenience, right? To move money from your bank into crypto, maybe you want to buy an NFT or something like that. Well, then you can do it in the companion app. You can move that money through. It's really good. And this business practice, it's not new. It has been around for a very long time. It started originally in cryptocurrency with, I think, local Bitcoins. Actually, yeah, local Bitcoins were some of the first. And they were extremely successful. They processed millions, I think billions of dollars in volume each year when they were at their height, and all the small countries around the world, Venezuela, all the countries that were having problems with the currency devaluing, were using it like crazy, and that's essentially what we're going to provide to people. We're going to provide people some sort of gateway where they can exchange their devaluing currency for USDC or USDT or companion tokens or whatever they want. So I have Breakfree people here asking how to be part of the project and how to and want to grow it, right? So, and this is honestly, I feel a little bit bad about this as well, because we have so many people out there right now who wants to invite their friends and share the love and so on, but they also want to wait until the referral system is ready so they can refer them and make money from their trades in the future, and I understand that. So one of our priorities right now is to make sure that this gets done and the referral system gets ready, so we can grow Companion together. Everyone can go out and invite their friends, and we will make some sort of system so that the more people you invite, you get some reward and some tokens, and we incentivize people to actually invite people that will be real users. We also had an idea that, if I invite someone and they invite another one, if we should yeah, it would basically become a multi-level marketing scheme if we allowed, second tier of fees. So if I refer someone and he refer 5 people, I still get a small cut from each of them. But I think if we do that, it's too close to like multi-level marketing, and I don't think that's a good, I think it's too aggressive strategy. But we can, I'm not sure it's a good idea. Yeah. When the AI and peer-to-peer will be launched? Is the roadmap available somewhere? Yeah, so we have a roadmap on the website. We have a roadmap in the white paper. I think we should have a look at the the last one. So this is the current roadmap that, this is the latest one. And you can see that next up is that we have, you can see we have launched the, right. So we have started trading Companion token. We have launched iOS, Android, and Chrome app, and staking has begun. And then the peer-to-peer marketplace is in beta. All of this is on track. And then next up for November, we're looking at the referral program to release it. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. About the AI itself. So let me talk about the AI, because I think it's really I think it's very important. But it's also such an important thing that we can't just release a bad version, right? Like it has to be a decent level of product to release it. And the first part of the AI is really after the user has downloaded the app and they need to start using it, that's where we start with the AI. From the beginning, when you download the application, it doesn't matter if you download it or I download it or someone else, everyone will have the same companion when they start with it. It's just going to be like a blank slate. But then what will happen is that as you feed the companion data on who you are as a person, what is your, how much debt do you have, how much money do you make a year, what are your goals, what are you trying to achieve, how are you trying to invest, what kind of personality are you, what is a lot of money, what is a lot of money for you, and what is not a lot of money for you. And once all of this is quantified about you as a person, right? You have all that shared data you have passed to the companion, and you have a unique companion that understands that you are unique as a person, right? But even though you are unique as a person, often we can take people and we can batch them together, meaning that you are a low-risk investor, And low risk investors usually looks like, they usually do this. And then this is a high risk investor. High risk investors usually do like this or whatever. And it really depends on what you're trying to achieve and what are your goals. So in order to make sure that people will properly share information with their companion, we're using technologies from OpenAI like GPT-3. And what is GPT-3? Well, GPT-3 is not like, it's pretty good tech. It's pretty good tech. And what it allows you to do is basically when you send, it's not, GPT-3 doesn't figure out for you what to say. Okay? Like it's not like it figures out how to respond to your message. What GPT-3 does is that you tell it to send a message about something, like send a message to figure out how much debt he has. And then what GPT takes the instructions of what it is that needs to be done and then crafts it in a careful and very creative, human-like way. So you get a message, you receive a message on the other end from your companion that feels like you're talking to a real human. That the level of intelligence that you're talking with is actually human. So this is where the AI part comes in. Actually, developing the AI part of how people, like based on everything that you've told me, that you're this kind of person, and you're like this, and this is your goals, and you make this amount of money a year, and you still have a student loan of this much. Based on all of this information, here's how you should approach investing to meet your goal, right? That's the end result. And to do that, you actually don't need like super advanced level of AI to figure that out, how it should be for a person, like how they should approach investing and what is the right thing for them to do in their situation. It's not that difficult. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so just to clarify, and just so that I'm on tape for this, in the case that anyone sees in the future, Americans and other citizens of similar nations that have forbidden, cryptocurrency trading and so on, they're not allowed to own companion token. They're not allowed to transact in it. They can use the application for free, yes, no problem with this. But technically by law, that's what the law says. Now, in reality, I mean, this is a DeFi product. It's a decentralized product. There's no way to 100% keep someone out from using a decentralized product. That's just how blockchain technology works. It's just that if you openly invite people from these citizenships where they're not allowed to participate or trade with crypto, well then you get trouble. So that's why we have we have firewalls in place to make sure that they get filtered. But I mean, they said the same thing about other tokens, and plenty of Americans own those. So it's really just up to the individual. I mean, I don't see what's wrong with you if you're an individual and you have a friend in Europe that you send money and he buys tokens for you and he holds it for you. I don't see anything wrong with that. And by law, that's also all right. It's just that you don't own it. But that's just how the world works. And so yeah, officially we cannot accept citizens of United States of America. But there's definitely ways around that we can't stop in any way. So up to these people themselves. When will marketing be started? Could it be marketing started? So for marketing, well, we're constantly running marketing. Constantly marketing is running. Right now what we're doing is we're preparing the next campaign, because the way it works with online marketing is that you make something and you push it out and then you run it, and then at a certain time everyone that was kind of interested in it has participated and it's over. and then you're going to do the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So we will have continuous marketing campaigns throughout the year, and you know, it's very important to remember that in Breakfree Trading we have constant ongoing marketing campaigns, and in Breakfree Trading we are actually converting people to start using Companion, and this is something that we're going to expand on, so it becomes easy as well. So marketing is constantly ongoing. Sometimes there'll be some bigger campaigns, and sometimes there'll be some small ones. And I think the next one is going to be pretty fun. So stay tuned. Yeah, guys, keep the questions coming. Happy to answer anything. Ooh. Looking at the dollar index here. That just fell through, huh? Yeah. Room, but I think we needed to see a stronger response in these assets. I don't think this is much strong response right now. We'll see. We'll see if it have legs. Either way, guys, what will happen, as has happened in every civilization, is that the Federal Reserve will start printing money again. I have a feeling that I'm actually seeing these. I'm sorry, guys. I'm seeing your message delayed because there was like a gap in between. Okay, let me get caught up. Could we limit to 2 layers on the marketing, on the affiliate program, on the referral program? Yeah, we probably could, but I think people would find a way around it, right? Like you would generate a referral code, and then you would do it again for the next layer, right? Because you would have 1 layer and then below them as well, but then it doesn't go further. So we can do it. We can look to this, and if it's not too scammy, if it's not too much multi-level marketing, we can definitely have a look at this. Okay, next question. Right, so Avel is asking about the locked staking rewards. Yeah, so we're doing we'll release an update on this very shortly. That's going to explain more about the staking, and so there's no confusion and so on. The idea is that the flexible staking and then the locked staking will be exactly the same, and you'll earn the same amount, and it will there'll be no confusion in that regard, because right now it's a little confusing. So I do think we have an update coming to the flexible staking tonight already, which will make it a lot more reasonable to lock your tokens instead of leaving them in the flexible pool. And overall, we're just gonna keep monitoring this and update these yields as users come in. So let's see. How long this APY can be sustained? And the dollar is tanking today. Yes, the dollar is tanking today. How long can this API be sustained? Well, you have to understand the dynamics of it. The dynamics is that the yield, the percentage of yield, depend on how many people are staking their tokens. And I mean, Companion is a project that's built to scale to millions of people. So right now, the early stakers, they get really good rewards, yeah. But it also means that, of course, people are gonna want to realize that, and they will have some sort of, downward pressure on the price, as it should, because people probably want to sell some of that and realize it, and you can just magnify that with more people. But it shouldn't really matter, because the only thing that matters is that we continuously and continue. The only thing that matters is that we continue to adopt users and acquire users, and when people use the app, they will see that there's a lot of benefits to staking companion token. You know, they get more benefits in the app, and you know, there's different tiers. They get better fees. They earn more money from the people they refer. All of these things, right? So for a lot of people, it's a little crazy right now. I get that, but it will change. But I'm happy that our early investors get some reward for their early commitments. I think it's super fair. But yeah, it will change. So how long? I mean, probably already next month we're gonna see some sort of decrease, and it will just keep going like that. So yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. We are just in the final end of it. What is Bitcoin doing, and what is? I don't know. I think the dollar index is gonna bounce. I think there's a good chance it's gonna bounce, guys. Very nice. Very nice, Nicola. So yeah, guys. We have a big project in front of us, but for me, I look at this from a perspective of like, look, if we press all the right buttons in the right combination, this thing takes off. Like it takes off to a degree that it's very hard to understand what that could look like. But I've seen it before. And if we successfully do this, right? Even if, let's say that's just like a even if it takes 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, if we hit this correctly and we manage to probably do this, it's insane. What the market cap and the price of companion token will be. Like, it's actually insane. There's some lucky people out there right now who managed to find this project in time and invest in time, and they have, I think the price already reflects that it was a really good investment for them. And I don't think it's that difficult for us to be successful with companion and achieve like a decent market penetration. I don't think it's that difficult. I think all it requires is hard work, execution, and then we lift this together as a team, right? Like, we're all working towards the same goal. And for me, it's like, it doesn't matter what happens. I don't care what new Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or blockchain solution. It doesn't matter, right? Like, it's not about what is the next cryptocurrency solution. It's not about that. It's about how do we bring people safely into investing in crypto without getting scammed. So it's not even, we're not trying, okay, yeah, we're bringing a lot of new tech to the field and so on, but we're not trying to do anything crazy in that regard, right? What we're trying to do is we're trying to fix a completely different problem in investing in crypto and personal finance that no one is addressing. And that is what's gonna, that is what matters. Because in a gold rush, guys, you don't want to be digging for gold, you want to be selling shovels. And that's what companion is about. Each shovel that we sell to people is a protection of people's finances and their potential future finances. So it's almost like a firewall, it's like an insurance, it's like an antivirus. It's like, we're not making the computer, but we're making sure that the computer is safe. And these are the businesses that tend to do really well, when the iPhone came out, originally when the iPhone came out, and they started selling, accessories, cases and things like this, I think it's a multi-billion-dollar market today. Accessories alone to iPhone. They're not trying to reinvent the iPhone or anything. They're just making accessories for the iPhone, right? And this is why most projects, they just don't think about this. They think, oh, they have to, they have to make it better, or they have to crack the code or make a faster blockchain network. It's not about that. And for the most part, retail users, customers, they don't care about blockchain. They care about that their money is safe, and they care about that they can trust the entity that they're working with. And the best way to trust that the entity you're working with is to prove it through blockchain technology. But if you just, but people have to understand that, it's not about reinventing blockchain. It's not. It's about using the existing technology to create trust, and that's how I see. That's why I see a really bright future for blockchain technology. And it doesn't matter, in the next bull run, or in 3 years or 5 years or next year, whenever the bull run comes, and there's some new coin. I think there's a new coin now called Aptos, and it's like a Solana remake coin. They're trying to do the same thing as Solana or something like this. And I don't even know. And I don't even care. And I think most don't care. People only participate in it to make money in those coins and so on. And that's beside the point. Even if crypto ceased to exist, right? Say that crypto didn't exist anymore. Companion would still have a purpose, because people would still be losing money in Forex, they would still be losing money in investment, they will still be getting scammed, they will still be taking payday loans to buy stupid things that they can't afford. Like, what needs to happen is a general education of finance, personal finance for people in a way that they can understand and that helps them. And that's what we don't have, and that's what we're gonna fix. So it doesn't matter if it's in crypto. Like, even if crypto disappears, we're still gonna tackle the same problem. It just happens that we are a crypto company, and that people can participate and be part of our mission by buying the companion token. That's why it's so powerful. So guys, thank you for coming to the stream tonight. I'm sorry about the struggles with the microphone. I'll make sure that we get that fixed for next week. I wanna let you guys know that from the first 2 weeks of November, I am gonna have a slight break from these live streams, as I'm hosting a family vacation here in Thailand. But I'll be happy to, of course, always be in the chat with you and so on. And I'll be back again in the third week of November, and you will see me back live. So yeah, I am really happy with how everything has gone. I'm very proud of the team, very proud of our community. I'm happy to see how everyone is like fighting and like creating awareness around Companion. We are doing everything we can to support this, and we're also going to introduce some missions to our Discord very soon. So getting people, get people going in Discord as well, because I fully understand there's a lot of people that like Discord. I'm just personally not so good with it. So yeah, all of these areas we're improving, and yeah, it's really a pleasure to be doing this. And I mean, every day I wake up, I'm just like, it feels great, It feels great, and it feels really great that we're doing all of this together as a team, as an army, right? And if we press the right buttons, guys, we're all gonna do really well. We're all gonna do really well. And I wanna just a reminder, the Companion team, including myself, we don't see any tokens for a year. Okay, so if there's any question about what is our incentive or what we're trying to do, just remember, we don't see any tokens for a year. So if you bet on us, I think you're gonna do well. Okay, guys, thanks for coming to the live stream. I'll see you next week for the last one, and then I'll be off in the first 2 weeks of November. Awesome, guys. Have a great week.